President Trump continues to face backlash for a tweet spreading a right-wing conspiracy theory. It's about the 75-year-old protester who was shoved to the ground and severely injured by Buffalo police last week. As Ben Tracy reports from the White House, the president's claims have no known basis in fact.
The video was shocking. 75-year-old Martin Gugino shoved to the ground by police in Buffalo, New York last week. Blood poured out of his ear as officers walked by. On Tuesday, with no evidence, President Trump said Gugino could be an ANTIFA provocateur who was trying to scan police communications to black out the equipment, and that falling to the ground could be a setup.
Common ANTIFA tactics.
The president was spreading a conspiracy theory started by far-right media sources. Gugino, a well-known local peace activist, is still in the hospital. In a statement, his attorney said, "We are at a loss to understand why the President of the United States would make such dark, dangerous, and untrue accusations against him."
What do you think it was? It was staged? Do you think the blood coming out of his head was staged? Is that what you're saying? You saw his head hit the pavement. You see blood on the pavement.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo demanded President Trump apologize.
I don't think Donald Trump's going to change his behavior.
Several Republicans tried to avoid the topic, including the president's own chief of staff, Mark Meadows.
I learned a long time ago not to comment on tweets.
Meadows visited Capitol Hill on Tuesday to discuss police reforms with Republican Senator Tim Scott. A draft report of Scott's plan obtained by CBS News includes new reporting requirements for deadly use of force incidents by police, increased funding for body cameras, and de-escalation training. Ben Tracy, CBS News.
And Ben Tracy joins me now. Hi, Ben. So how has the White House responded to this tweet from President Trump? And has the president commented yet if he wants to see anything done in regards to police reform?
Well, in terms of the tweet, the White House press secretary has now responded to this. She says that the president was simply commenting on a report that he saw and raising questions that need to be asked. But we should keep in mind the facts of this are that the president was basically repeating a conspiracy theory that has no basis in fact. And that's kind of where we're at on that. In terms of police reform, the White House has not said specifically what they are for in terms of police reforms. They are in touch with Senator Scott on Capitol Hill about his draft bill that he's putting together. There appear to be kind of three tracks on this. The Democrats have their plan. Senator Scott is working on the Republican plan. And then the White House is supposed to come up with some of their own proposals. And we might hear a little bit more about that from the president tomorrow when he travels to Dallas.
And as you mentioned, he's traveling to Dallas tomorrow. Ben, what else is on his schedule while he's there?
Well, the main reason he's going is for a fundraiser, a pretty high-dollar one that's expected to bring in about $10 million. But they have now added on this official event to the schedule for two reasons. One, the president needs to be seen out front on this issue, or at least responding to it in some fashion. So he's going to sit down tomorrow in Dallas at a church with faith leaders, with law enforcement, and with small business owners. And the White House says that he's going to be talking about the historic disparities in the African-American community. The upside for the campaign, which is why he is there for the fundraiser, is that because there is now an official White House event on the schedule, the taxpayers pick up the entire trip, and the campaign doesn't have to pay for it.
All right. Well, Ben Tracy at the White House, thank you so much.
Thanks.